I remember the night I first saw it. A single lantern hovering in the fog, swaying as if caught in an invisible current. My friends laughed nervously, calling it a trick of the mist, but I could feel its pull deep in my chest, a slow, insistent tug that I could not ignore. That night, the world I knew ended, and the one beneath the fog began. It was late autumn, the kind of cold that seeps into your bones before your coat can even touch skin. Our town was small, built on the edges of a forest that the locals whispered about but never entered. They said the trees kept secrets better than people, that at night the fog rolled in thick and swallowed everything whole. I was 15, restless and reckless, with 3 friends who shared my curiosity. Mara, quiet and thoughtful. Jace, reckless with a grin that dared the world to catch him. And Lila, who believed in ghosts the way some people believe in the sun. We were daring each other to wander into the edge of the forest, past the broken bridge where no child had gone before. The air smelled of wet leaves and smoke from distant chimneys. Every step into the fog felt like walking underwater, the world muted and strange. Shadows moved without source, and whispers, or maybe the wind, seemed to call our names. The first hour was harmless, laughing, stumbling over roots, teasing each other about ghosts. Then we saw it, the lantern, glowing pale orange, drifting between the trees. It floated as though carried by a hand we could not see. "Just a lantern someone left," Jace said, though his voice trembled. I didn't answer. Something about it made my stomach twist. The light pulsed like a heartbeat, and I could hear a faint melody, though no one else did. It was a tune made of sighs and water, old and aching, and it made the hair on my arms stand on end. We followed it deeper into the forest, the fog swallowing our paths and muffling our voices. The trees leaned closer, as if curious about our intrusion. Hours, or was it minutes, passed in silence, broken only by the soft crunch of leaves and the distant call of an owl. Then we found the house. It wasn't on any map. It was old, crumbling, made of dark timber and glass that reflected nothing but the fog itself. The door swung open as we approached, and inside smelled of iron and soil. Shadows twisted unnaturally in the corners, forming shapes that looked human for a heartbeat before vanishing. Inside, the lantern floated toward a staircase that seemed to descend endlessly into darkness. The melody grew louder, now filled with voices speaking in a language I almost understood. Mara reached for my hand, her fingers icy, trembling. At the bottom, we found the room. It was empty, except for a single chest carved with symbols that seemed to writhe when I looked at them directly. Jace, ever the brave one, opened it. Inside were hundreds of small glass spheres, each containing a tiny flicker of light. As he touched one, the room shifted. The walls became mirrors, reflecting not us, but other children. Children who had vanished in the fog over decades, their faces pressed against the glass, silent, watching. The lantern descended into the chest, and suddenly the melody became a scream. The air thickened, and I could feel my heart pounding so loudly it drowned out everything else. The forest was alive with watching eyes. Shadows moved toward us, and the room itself seemed to breathe, exhaling cold air that smelled of wet soil and old decay. Leela screamed and ran, but the chest's glow followed her, wrapping around her ankles like chains. Mara grabbed me, urging me back up the staircase. I turned for Jace. He wasn't moving. The sphere he had touched had burst into light, and when it faded, he was gone. Just gone. The fog outside the house pressed against the windows, thick and suffocating. Mara and I ran blindly through it, guided only by the dim light of the lantern that floated just ahead. Every turn we took seemed to bring us back to the same clearing. It was as if the forest itself was reshaping, and we were caught inside a labyrinth with no exit. By dawn, we stumbled out, collapsed on the edge of town, gasping and shivering. The fog had lifted, leaving everything normal, except the lantern. It rested on the grass, as still as a stone, flickering once before extinguishing. We never spoke of what happened. Mara moved away the next month, and Lila would only whisper of voices in the night. As for me, sometimes I see that lantern again in dreams, floating in fog that smells of wet leaves and old iron, and I feel it calling, not just to me, but to anyone curious enough to follow it. And sometimes, just sometimes, I swear I hear the melody again, faint and sorrowful, singing the story of children trapped in glass spheres, waiting for the next to follow the light. I never return to that forest, but I know it waits, patient and eternal. Some curiosities are too dangerous to satisfy. And when the fog rolls in thick, I warn myself, do not follow the lantern. The forest remembers. This was Noctis Tale, where every night hides a new story. If you enjoyed the story, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. Your support means a lot and helps us bring you more stories like this.